Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Captain Phillips, and this movie is directed by Paul Greengrass, and it came out in 2013, and I've seen this movie once before, and I remember liking it back then, but upon revisiting it, I didn't enjoy it as much this time, and although I'm not really a fan of it, there are still things to like about the movie. I like Tom Hanks in the movie. I think he's really good, and there are some scenes that are well done, and I wasn't bored while watching it. That's always a plus, but there isn't really much to take away from this movie for me. And most of what you're supposed to get out of it is the drama and tragedy of the situation. And while watching the movie, I just didn't really care about any of the characters. I wasn't behind anything. And the villain of the movie, they tried to develop him a lot. He gets a lot of screen time, but he isn't really that interesting of a character. And it's very much what you would expect, and they don't really add much to it. And I liked some of the sequences where Captain Phillips was being chased by the villains of the movie. I thought that was kind of fun, but that was about it. This movie was also very repetitive, and there are characters in this movie that literally add nothing to the movie, and they have a lot of screen time, like 20 minutes of screen time it feels like, and I don't understand why they have so much screen time. And this movie could have easily been an hour and a half, and it would have been so much better, and there's no reason why this movie was over 2 hours, and I just don't feel as though the runtime was justified. And I did not like the music in the movie. I thought it was kind of cheesy, and it felt very forced, and it did not help out any scene that it was in. And if this movie had no music, it would be much better. And Paul Greengrass, he likes to direct movies as though everything is an action scene, lots of handheld stuff, and some scenes it works, most of the time it doesn't. And it does make for a lot of scenes to be a bit annoying to watch, in the sense that they gave me a bit of a headache, and I wish that it wasn't handheld 24/7. It would be my complaint with it. I did like the ending in terms of how it was handled. I thought it was handled well. I'm not saying it was entirely like the best thing in the world, or it emotionally impacted me like right there. It was like, oh, that was kind of handled well, and it was a bit of a standout from the rest of the movie. But in terms of things that I liked, there isn't really much that I can say I liked about it. I liked the performances. I don't think anyone did a bad job. And there are things to make it good, but unfortunately, there isn't really much else outside of that holding this movie up for me. And that would be one of my biggest problems with it, is that there aren't really many things outside of the main performances and like the real life story. Like outside of all of that, there isn't really much to take away from this movie. And B, it also doesn't get better upon multiple viewings, because I've now seen this movie twice, and it doesn't get better, I'll say that much. And I don't think watching it a third time will make me appreciate it even more. If anything, it's probably going to get worse. So me sticking with 2 viewings is probably best for me. And overall, it was just fine. I didn't hate it, even though it might seem as though I was complaining about it a lot. By the end of the day, it was somewhat watchable. There wasn't any scene that stood out to me as offensively bad or distasteful, poorly handled. It was all just in the middle, okay. And if that's what you're after, then I would recommend this movie, because you're going to get exactly what you want. If you want anything more, then this is not the movie for you, unfortunately. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Captain Phillips a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Captain Phillips, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Jobs from 2013. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, have a great day, and most importantly, have a good new year, everybody.